JJ?
Hey, Jeff, how you doing tonight?
Doing great.
Congratulations on getting a bowl invitation. What's the excitement like with the staff and the players today?
It was a nice pick-me-up. Obviously, the Rice UAB game yesterday was kind of a downer. Got our hopes up, and then down, then back up, and then down in the end. So it was a nice little pick-me-up. And, I like to write. And so in my quiet time yesterday, I said, I pray I can do what I teach my kids and be able to control the controllable. And from halftime, I went outside and went for a walk. I couldn't stand it. I just couldn't take it. So I did a good job of preaching it. I didn't do a very good job of living it yesterday.
The decision to accept the invite to this bowl, what did it come down to, or what were some of the factors?
I think it's exciting, Texas versus Texas matchup. You got SMU, UTSA, Dallas, San Antonio, recruiting, just a lot of fun stuff. I think it's a really exciting ball game. We know their players; they know our players. I've coached some of their players. It's just a fun, exciting matchup that I think will draw some good attention in those two areas.
Okay, Chase.
Yes, sir, Coach. It's Sunday and your game's on Saturday. Just how difficult is it now to prepare for a bowl game with just 5 days of work, I guess?
Yeah, well, luckily this year we prepared for that, right? So as soon as we found out, we had practice today, and obviously we don't have much on SMU at all, but we're getting all that done. And we had worked really hard on Marshall. Obviously, that's what we were hoping for. But the table's been flipped, and now we're on to SMU.
Yeah, knowing that they had already accepted the bowl bid and everything, was there a contingency plan you knew it was possible to get invited to this one where you were already kind of working on SMU a little bit?
Working on them, no. But we had been I had split our coaches up. So we had spread our staff out, but we had mainly been working on us anyway. That's where most of our focus was on. We wanted to take that time to analyze ourselves, see what we were bad at, and try to fix that.
With all the uncertainty, which there has been all season, obviously, but you walk off the field against North Texas, you hope to play again. You don't know if you're going to play again. To get this bowl invite accepted, what does that mean to this team? What does it mean to you to get to go out there one last time this season with these guys?
It's a great question. I haven't really had time to reflect on it. It's just been a blur since we found out. I did have all my kids stand up at practice. How many of them had ever played in a state championship game before? And what's nice about that is, when there's finality, like tonight was our last Sunday night practice. We know that now, right? So it's going to be very important that each one of these, which just plays right into our culture, that we do our absolute very best. This is the last one we're going to have. We know that. And I think that year's kind of prepared all of us for that, because none of us have ever known really anything. But it's just and we had, about 10 kids that had played in state championship games that all stood up, and they all knew exactly what I was talking about, because we don't, these kids haven't been to a bowl game, right? So that's the only thing I could draw as an analogy of that we know when the end is now.
Okay, Greg.
Jeff, when were you able to tell the players, and what was the reaction like in the room?
We had a team meeting at 2:45. That's about right when it got out. So they were excited. I just think, if we'd been playing somebody, from some other side of the country or something, it would have been exciting, obviously. But there's something about playing at in-state school that I think just adds a little more excitement to it, makes it more fun.
How long had this been in the works? Did you know that if you didn't get in the conference championship game that this might be where you would land?
No, sir. I just, because of COVID, my common sense just kind of told me they were going to do the best they could to make it regional. So I had kind of targeted those 4 Texas Bowls. And but no one had told me that. I had no inside knowledge. It was just me thinking what people would be thinking because of COVID and keeping players safe and keeping fans safe.
We've seen over the last week that some schools have opted out of potentially playing in a bowl. And talking to you guys through this season, I think you've talked a lot about what it means for the program and for the kids to have this opportunity. But did you have any thoughts of not playing in a bowl just because of all the challenges that you guys have been through and everyone has faced this season?
Come on, Brother Greg. That's not a chance. I mean, we have had a blast since June the 1st. Volunteer workouts, my kids haven't missed them. 99.5% attended all summer long. We played 11 football games. We'd play all the way through. We're nowhere near done playing. We love to practice football. We love to play football. We love to coach football. And as long as there's games out there, we'll go play them.
Yeah, that's not surprising to me. And then for you specifically, you have some ties to SMU. Does that make this any more meaningful for you personally?
I'll always be grateful for my time there. Those players that really believed in me, and Mr. Hart for giving me an opportunity to interview for that job. I'll always be forever grateful for that experience. It helped me. I got to be a slight interim coach there for a little bit during that bowl time, and when it didn't go the way I wanted it to, obviously I went and moved on, and leaving those kids behind. But it was a great experience for me, and I'll always be forever grateful for that place and the opportunity they gave me.
Do you still have a relationship with some of those players? I know there were some freshmen who are still there now.
Oh, yeah. But the main one is Shane Buechele. I mean, we were together at the University of Texas. I was one of the guys that recruited him to that school, and have stayed in contact with Shane this entire time. Have so much respect for the person that he is, what he stands for in the game. He's also a great quarterback, but as good a quarterback as he is, he's a better human being, and he's a really good quarterback. But his mother and father are awful proud of the young man that he is, and I can't tell you how much respect I have for Shane Buechele.
Yeah, I did want to ask you about that. What's it been like to see the success that he's had since he went there, and how often have you kept in touch with him?
We speak quite often. I watch him every time I can. I just love the boy that much, and there's quite a few kids on that team that we recruited there, and I can't wait to see those kids as well. So yeah, it was a great time for me, and it's interesting how Shane and I's paths cross again, and I can't wait to see him Saturday.
And you mentioned having the chance to interview for that job. Did you have a sense of how close you were to landing it and potentially staying there?
No, sir. I wouldn't know that. Only Rick Hart probably knows that. But I know that I have a lot of respect for him, and he spoke very kindly to me, Dr. Compost, which helped me here. So that's kind of how this business works. You never know who's watching, so you better be on your best behavior at all times.
Okay, Evan.
Hey, Coach. Congratulations. I apologize if you answer something along these lines in the first couple of minutes. I was having phone problems. But with recruiting on Wednesday, that being such a big day, is that going to be tough to manage that with also preparing for a bowl game? It's a bit unprecedented this year to have such a short turnaround for a bowl game. But, 2020, why not throw that at you?
Yeah, it'll be different, obviously. We really hope we get most of those NLIs in before we're on the practice field. We have a team meeting that morning. We're a morning practice team as well, so throw that on top of it. So I hope those guys get those NLIs in, and but as they come in, we'll be on the field celebrating and multitasking, to put it very bluntly.
And then also, just how do you manage the emotions of this week? Not even talking about the X's and O's. We can allow you to study some tape at some point, but just this is something that a lot of these kids haven't felt before, and we know they're going to be jacked up for the moment.
Well, it's what's exciting about coming to play at UTSA. It's a brand new program, so there's opportunity to write history every single year. Now, we've never won a bowl game before. I believe if we were to win 8 games, that would tie the most wins in school history. So there's always opportunities here, and I think it's a very rare place that you get to go to the 7th largest city in the country, play in the Alamo Dome, play in a great college, move into a new $45 million building, and yet rewrite history. I think it's a very unique place, and it's why I wanted this job so bad. I've always thought this is a sleeping giant, and I feel more strongly about today than I ever have. I think there's a lot more people starting to believe me, which makes it even more obtainable.
Thank you so much, Coach, and congrats again.
Thank you all so much.
Okay, JJ?
Jeff, what's your schedule this week going to look like?
It'll be the exact same as it's been since we started. I'm a big believer in kids need routine. Men need routine. I need routine. So it just brings comfort and confidence to my kids. So I will not change their schedule whatsoever. So we'll have the exact same schedule we've had since we've been here.
So you'll just bus up to Frisco Friday sometime? Is that kind of the plan?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Hector?
Congratulations, Coach.
Thanks so much, Hector.
Hector, if you're asking a question, you might be on mute.
Hey, Coach, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Apologies, Coach. In case I don't know when I got muted, but just wondering about the only having a week to prep for SMU and the bowl game, as opposed to other years where you get a couple of weeks. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I mean, how do you look at that in terms of the short turnaround for a bowl game?
Well, since SMU is getting the exact same time frame that we are, I believe that's as fair as we can get. And I mean, if you just think about it, Hector, how can anybody complain at all about anything this year? I've just chosen, like today, we made 2 practice schedules. We've had a practice schedule if we did not know our opponent. We had a practice schedule if we did know our opponent. And I had coaches starting to fuss a little bit about all this, and I'm like, hey, man, listen to me. Nobody's griping in this building at all today. We're going to be grateful. We're going to be thankful for whatever happens, wherever they send us, whoever we play. We're going to have a smile on our face, and we're going to be grateful, and we're going to be thankful for it. And that's just kind of been our mindset, Hector, from our players to our coaching staff to everybody. Is it an opportunity or is it adversity? And we've been living by it all year, and we're sticking to it, Hector.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to Vinny, and then Greg, you'll be next.
Hey, Coach, congratulations, sir. I was just wondering, the Dykes family is a fairly legendary football family in the great state of Texas. Did you know Spike, or how well do you know Sonny? And he's a guy that likes a lot of offense. What are your impressions of the kind of coach he is?
Well, obviously, I didn't know Spike very well. He's a legend in our business, but he was always so hospitable and warm. He made everybody feel like they knew him. But I would say that I would just know him. Sonny, I know much better, just from him recruiting my kids and him coaching my kids. And obviously he got the job at SMU when I was there. So in that transition, I helped him in that move into that chair. And he was just always extremely nice. And this is who Sonny is. He's a gentleman, a great person, a great coach. And he's always had great offenses wherever he's been. And nothing's different at SMU. They score a lot of points. Coach Riley and those guys do a great job. They've done a great job recruiting. They've got a lot of talent at the receiver position, the running back position, their DBs. There's a lot of skill. Punt returners, kick returners, a lot of guys that could get the ball in one play and score fast. And Sonny's done that for a long time.
Thanks.
Okay, Greg.
Jeff, a couple things not related directly to the bowl selection. I want to check in on just make sure where you guys are at with the COVID impact. Have you had anything pop up that's been concerning, or is your roster in a good shape at this point?
I believe all that is on our website, Greg. So whatever we've had, that's where we reported all that. Dan and Nick have done a great job of that. So all that is being turned in on that website right now.
And as is often the case, when a coach has a successful season, your name's started to get thrown around a little bit for some of these other opportunities. I've even seen, a couple of the players are tweeting about it a little bit in jest. Has that become something you've had to talk with them about at all, or have you addressed that with the team?
Yes, sir. We have addressed that. Anytime a coach's name comes up anywhere, that's just absolute compliment to their players and our university. So it's nothing but good for us. And I've reminded them of that. When I took this job, we have a vision and we want this place to be. And we're nowhere near obtaining all the goals that we have in front of us. And that's what I told my players, and that's exactly what we're living by as a coaching staff. We are very excited to be at UTSA, and we cannot wait to play SMU Saturday, and that's where our focus is.
Would you seek permission to interview if the right opportunity became available?
You know me better than that, Greg. That's one of those kind of things that I'm going to try to win today, and I'm going to be the very best I can be today. There is nobody called won't interview me, and I have no desire to go interview anywhere. I'm thrilled to be the head football coach at UTSA, and this is a great day for all of us here, and that's right where we're going to be, right here where our feet are right now.
And then last one for me, we have not heard anything about Coach Nix. I just wanted to see if there was any update that you can share, whether he's going to be back this week or if there's any potential for that.
That's something that is way above me. I don't think I can comment on that.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Greg.
Anything else for Coach Traylor? All right. Thanks, everyone.
Appreciate y'all, man. God bless. Birds up.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank y'all so much.